Hey, I've got a very interesting looking puzzle for you today. This one is called A Bolt from the Blue. It comes from Ali Morris, who is one half of the Two Brass Monkeys, a puzzling duo creators based here in the UK. The aim is to try and remove this brass washer here from the bolt that it's stuck on. So this was designed for the IPP40 last year and given as an exchange gift. I've done a couple of the Two Brass Monkeys puzzles before, so I feel like I have a bit of knowledge of the way they like to design things and they work, but let's take a look. Okay, so I don't know whether I need this or not, but let's get a coffee in here. You can see straight away, we've got a pretty industrial looking packaging. I'm not quite sure what this case is all about. So we can see the details here. It says IPP40 exchange gift from Ali Morris. Goal, remove the washer, a bolt from the blue, and you just literally unscrew this. It feels like it's been 3D printed. I'm pretty sure that's what's happened. And we've got this bolt here. So the aim is to remove this brass washer. We've got a locking nut here, which has got a bit of movement, but it locks out. So that feels like there's possibly a pin in here, locking that in place. The second nut here has got a little screw. Looks like you need some kind of Allen key to take that off. And then the end here. So that one's not moving. Nothing seems to really move apart from this bottom one. And having a look at this, it looks like we need to find a tool to take this off. But then even if we could loosen this one off and twist it, like, that's not really going to help us, because where are we going to remove the washer? This needs to come off. Let's see if there's any kind of twisting on this one that's maybe just clockwise or anti-clockwise. So being a bit familiar with the Two Brass Monkeys puzzles, they like to hide things like seams in plain sight. So I'm just trying to see if there's any kind of seam around the edges here. The top. It looks like it has just been made from an adapted regular bolt here. Doesn't seem like it's like specially made, because we've got this printing at the top here. And this one, so we've got a pin. I'll see if I can hear any. It's quite hard to hear anything that might be happening inside because of this washer, but it doesn't sound like there's anything dropping when I turn it. So I don't think it's a gravity pin, because it doesn't really sound like that. Maybe try spinning it. Don't know if we could. Hard to do. Maybe we need to balance it on here. No. So there's just this little bit of movement, just a couple of degrees either way. Maybe if we push this, and then this thing is really strange, isn't it? Like, it looks like a either something that you get, like, it reminds me of maybe like a filler or something like that you might get from the hardware store. Definitely looks like you might find this on a shelf in a hardware store, but, or maybe, oh look. So we can fit the end of the bolt into here, and maybe if we twist it, maybe this one. It doesn't want to go. Or maybe in here. No. Doesn't feel heavy enough to contain anything. Like, I wonder if we can take this off, then maybe that's going to give us some kind of clue. So maybe there's, I don't know, maybe hidden under this blue bit here. Just pushing this down, and it doesn't feel like there's anything under there. It feels like that is just a bit of foam glued in there. Maybe we can take this apart actually. I was thinking maybe there's a false top to this, but maybe if we can untwist it, there's going to be some kind of tool in there. It seems like it's pretty much just one piece. This. I wonder if there's anything hidden under the label. Doesn't seem to be. This feels really light as well, so it doesn't feel like there's much like kind of hidden in there. It feels like it is just 3D printed. So I was going to say, this is a puzzle here. This is Ali's bolt. This is a previous bolt design he's done. You can see it's a bit of a chunkier puzzle there. And this one does have that seam hidden in plain sight. So I don't know if anybody still wants to try and work this one out without seeing the solution, but I'm going to show that in a second. So the solution for this one here is just to twist this end. So you can see there's a very fine seam and a circle around here. So what we do is we untwist this piece here. I did this puzzle a couple of months back. And if we fully unscrew this, that's how we're going to find our tool because this one, nearly there. You can see the tool there, and then we just use it on the bolt. So that's a kind of thing that I was expecting to find in here, a kind of seam or something like that that's hidden, or just a way of finding a tool that we might use. So I don't know, the end doesn't look like it's going to come off, but so it definitely needs to be this one. I'm just gonna have a look and see if I can see any kind of seam, which I think I can actually. So there's these two very fine lines, which is probably gonna be almost impossible to see on the camera. Running down here, it looks a little bit like it's been tightened with a wrench or a spanner. There's kind of lines that might make that, but just on this one, there's a little seam. I wonder if I can push or something. Try just pushing this bit down. I don't know whether it's just me or if it feels like it does actually go in a little bit. Squeeze that. I'm fully expecting there to be a false panel or like something on this. I'm trying to work out how it's actually gonna go. If you have a look, I can actually, so just playing around with this, you can actually pull this bolt out, maybe 1 or 2 mil, just it seems to go a little bit, but then it just, nothing happens. I wonder if there's a maze or something that you could have to navigate on the inside of that pin. So it could be like a maze cut onto the inside of this nut, and we're gonna have to navigate it, but that doesn't really feel like we can go anywhere from there. Just push it back in again. Right, what we gotta do? This case seems very strange. If we weren't going to do anything with this case, I'm not sure why it's been supplied, although they are quite playful in their designs and their packaging, so maybe it's just for fun, but don't know. And also I just had a thought, maybe this bolt doesn't come off. Maybe this is like the red herring. Maybe this stays in place and we're going to have to remove this whole piece here. So if we can find the tool, undo this screw, then maybe this whole section will just slide off. The inner, maybe it's been machined, so it'll just come right off the actual length of the bolt, and you take the washer off this way rather than this way. That would be quite cool, but we still need to find the Allen key tool for this. So what is going to move? The problem with these bolt puzzles is there's not actually a lot you can do with them. You can mess around with it for quite a while, just doing the same thing over and over again, and it feels like you're just not really getting anywhere, which I'm not. Maybe we can squeeze it. Let's see if it's some maybe hidden thread down on the thread. Twist it apart. No. Right. What are we gonna do? Let's see if there's any clues on here. A bolt from the blue, some lightning. Exchange gift from Ali Morris, doesn't really remove the washer. Bolt from the blue, well this is the blue. Could we have the tool under here? Bolt from the blue. We kind of need a bolt from the blue under here maybe. Let's see if I can. I don't really want to rip this off if it's not under here, but it does. Just try pushing it and see if I can feel anything, but don't know. I don't know what we're doing here. Keep coming back to this case that like, it must be for something, right? I'll try. What about this way? Twist it. No. Okay. We have removed the washer. Have I solved the puzzle or have I broken the puzzle? Right, so what's going on here? We've got a little band around the length of it and this pin. So that's the pin that was holding it in place. So is it literally just pulling it? Oh no, I don't want to put that back on without the washer. So it's machined on the inside of this nut here. It goes down maybe just over halfway, 60% of the way. And that's going to sit on that pin. and then goes over the band. The band's going to hold it in place, but it's giving that force, but not enough force that we can't pull it off completely. So, oh my goodness. Can't put it back on now. Let's just try it again, see if it's working. So, okay, I think this is the solution. I'm not 100% sure it is. It's kind of the thing that they might do. So that's it back on. Oh gosh. We can twist it a little bit. So you can get it to move maybe 5 mil if you really pull it, but it doesn't want to go any further than that. Obviously it's going to lock in place with that pin. Still struggling to know if this is the true correct answer for this or not. So if we put it in here, the washer on the other side is pulling that against the tub, and off it comes. There we go. A bolt from the blue, I believe, is solved. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments. Do you think this is the correct answer or not? If you do want to check it out, I'll leave a link in the description down below. But that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.